Hello, students. Well, welcome to our social studies class. Um, Today we'll see, new content, but first we'll see what we saw in the previous classes, and those were the macro zones. Here in the map, we have the different macro zones Chile has: Norte Grande, Norte Chico, Zona Central, Zona Sur, y Zona Austral. You can also say those in English, okay? But we'll see that afterwards when we go to a specific part of these macro zones, okay? Okay, here, also in the previous class, we saw the map of Chile, the political map of Chile and its regions. So each of the regions with the most important cities they have. Also, we saw the important cities and some cities that were not as important as the capital city of the region. So we have in the previous classes the macro zones, the political map of Chile, and the cities and most important cities of each of the regions. Okay, so to start the new content, I'm gonna tell you that this is the northern Chile, a part that is called far north, or in Spanish is Norte Grande. So we'll see that this area of Chile has different characteristics that make this region unique. It's very, very special. Um, the geography and the climate of this region is really dry. This region is really dry. If you see the photographs, there are two views of the city, and you can see that it's surrounded by hills, really dry, with no vegetation. There's no green because there is no water to allow plants to grow, right? And then we have the cliffs surrounding the ocean. Also in the photograph below, that is below, we see just the ocean and the desert together. They are together, desert and ocean, because it's really dry. There is no rain. There is no rain during the year. So as a result, we have a really dry terrain, no water at all, no vegetation, no trees, no flowers, etc. So that is really special about the far north of Chile. In these photographs, we see the same characteristics. Um, Also important to say about this region is that there are high mountains, because the Andes is really high in this section of our country, Chile. So we have high mountains and also deserts everywhere. In the photograph, we see a mountain with snow, and also we can see some animals walking there. They are eating some little plants that they grow sometimes in these desertic territories. Okay, let's see the animals of the region. We have guanaco, vicuña, the llama, llama, flamenco, the flamenco chileno, and vizcacha. These animals are especially adapted in these weather conditions, these climate conditions. They don't need a lot of water, so they eat the little plants that grow in the desertic areas. Okay, let's go to the vegetation in this area. The vegetation, you see cactus there and little plants. These are the plants that can grow without, pretty much without water. So these are the plants that you'll see if you go to these uh, far north area of Chile. So as it says there, little plants and cactus is just what can grow there. Okay. Okay. Now we go down in the region that is called near north. This is in Spanish is Norte Chico. Is this in this area you find the cities of Copiapó and also Coquimbo, La Serena. And I'm going to the previous ones in in the far north. You'll find the cities of Arica, Iquique, and Antofagasta. The areas that surround that cities is called far north or Norte Grande in Spanish, right? So let's go to the near north, okay, as I told you before, close to La Serena, Coquimbo, and Copiapó. So we have this area that is in a way similar to the previous one, is similar, but as you see here in the photographs, you'll find more vegetation, more plants, more, in some cases, trees. Even we can find trees. Okay, as it says there, it rains sometimes, so you have rain sometimes, so that allows plants to grow, obviously, and it's less hotter. In the far north or Norte Grande is really, really hot. The temperatures are higher than in this area of Chile. So, as a result, we have milder weather, better, if you want to say better weather. So that allows plants to grow, and you'll find more animals, and you can find also more plants. Okay, in the photograph of the city you see there, you'll see that is the ocean, and it's, in this case, it's not next to the desert, it's next to an area that has more plants and more green areas. Okay, we'll do, I want to make the comparison. If you see this city, okay, you see more green areas, but if you go to these two cities here, is really desertic the landscape you see there. Okay, so let's go back to the near north. Okay, near north, Norte Chico, and we are in these photographs. Okay, it rains sometimes and is less hotter than up north. Okay, here we have two photographs, really interesting, because you see there that in the valleys you'll find more vegetation, so there are more plants, and even you can grow some species and have some agriculture. Okay, so in this case you have a lot more vegetation and more life. Obviously, this also make possible the existence of animals there. Okay, here you see some animals that live in this area of near Norte Chico. You have zorro in the first photograph, chungungo that lives in the sea, and some birds. Also, big mammals as the llama, guanaco, alpaca, and vicuña also are found in this area of Chile. So you have animals that you can find in the two territories of the far north and the near north, and new ones, as here you'll find the zorro, okay, or fox in English, obviously. Okay, let's continue. Okay, vegetation, and this is important because here you see trees. Okay, in this area, the near north, you see trees. Okay, and you have there some names, the espino, quillay, and pimiento, that are trees that don't need a lot of water. They only use a little bit of water that they get with their roots uh, from the ground. Okay, so these are big differences. Okay, I'm going back to the vegetation in the far north. Okay, let's see the vegetation in the far north. You see the difference? Here is drier, no water at all, no rain, and little plants and the cactus you see there. But the difference here in the near north, that you have trees and you have actually big trees. Okay, so that shows that in this area rains a little bit more, and also the weather is less drier. Okay, now we go to the getting ready for work. As we saw previously, we saw two macro zones, the far north and the near north. And in the question number one says, what animals do we see in Chile's far north? So you have three um, spaces there to write the name of three animals that you find in the far north. And in number two, you have the question that says, what is the vegetation in Chile's near north? And as we saw, uh, you can write the names of the trees there, because in the near north, we find trees. Okay, easy peasy, the activity you have in the getting ready for work sheet. Okay, and then we go to the evaluated project. That is a physical map of Santiago. If you remember, the physical map of Santiago, the physical map, sorry, is a map that contains the geographic elements that are natural to a specific territory. So here you have the map, the blank map of Santiago, and you have to add the natural elements that you find around this area. You can add the mountain ranges. If the Andes are there, so you add the Andes and another mountain range that could be there. If you find hills, little mountains, these little mountains in the middle of Santiago, you can also add them and write their names. Then you have the rivers. Maybe Santiago has a river. You also add the river. So you draw it and color it. Maybe if we have lakes, maybe we don't have lakes. Forest, maybe we don't have forest. So you investigate and see what you can draw and color in our physical map of Santiago. Important. For example, if there is a hill, for example, San Cristobal Hill, you draw it, you color it, and then you write the name San Cristobal Hill in the map. Okay, so important is that you draw, color, and write the names of the natural elements that you'll add in this physical map of Santiago, the city of Santiago. Okay, okay, I hope you enjoy the class, and when you have this project ready, take a photograph and upload it in the Google form, okay, for social studies. Okay, see you next class. Bye bye.